Checkered flag out. Tomac wins A1. And nobody does it better than Jett Lawrence. Oh, Eli Tomac's down. Off to the side of the track. Sexton is down. Sexton has dropped them from the lead. Aaron Plessinger is down.
Don't count me out. I'm not done yet.
Sexton taking the 450 title.
Hey, what's going on, everybody, and welcome back to round 2 of the official fantasy game of Monster Energy Supercross. This is the RM Fantasy SXperts. I am Chase.
And I'm Charles.
And we are here to do some bench racing today. We are back for round 2, Anaheim 1. It is in the books.
That was an exciting race.
Got a lot to cover, including a beef that I have about this whole Ken Roczen first rookie race. Oh, my YouTube's playing on my computer screen here.
Yeah.
There we go. Got it off. Anyway, how's everybody doing? Thanks for joining us live right now. If this is your first time watching, if you're watching the show after it's live, remember to subscribe to the Rocky Mountain YouTube channel. Charles and I, we come to you each and every Wednesday at 4 o'clock Mountain Standard Time. And we just go through. We're going to talk about the Anaheim 1. We're going to talk about San Francisco. We're going to be talking about player stats or rider stats here in just a little bit. And we just do everything to help you make your picks. But, Charles, we have some new exciting things that we're doing with fantasy this year. Let's talk about that a little bit.
Yeah. You're getting RM cash for your points. It's going to stack up. You got 30 days to use it. So you need to make an order, stack that cash.
Yes.
And, yeah.
If you haven't yet, you need to link your fantasy account to your retail account at Rocky Mountain. I've done a how-to video. You can click the link in the description of this when we're done here, and we'll link you to that video so you can go see how to do it. It's very simple, and once you've done it one time, you don't have to do it again.
Yeah,
it's all
easy deal.
over. And it's free cash.
Free to play, free to win.
Free to play, free to win.
Tell
Grand
your
prizes,
friends.
weekly prizes. Tell your friends, tell your wife, tell your kids.
Just makes it so much funner.
That's right.
So,
okay, but we got Aaron Plessinger, everybody, calling in today.
yeah.
Pretty excited about that. So AP is going to be calling in here in just a few minutes. And it's a good time for him to call in. He just got 4th.
Yeah.
His best result ever at an A1.
In a stacked field.
Hashtag stacked field. But, yeah, I'm excited for it. But before we get to there, though, let's just real quickly, let's talk about why you should be playing Rocky Mountain Fantasy. So, Sid, let's show him here what the grand prizes that are up for grabs this year. Look at that.
Grand prize, 450 SXF, race prep. So that thing's worth almost 20 G's. By the time it's all said, it's like $19,000 worth of stuff altogether.
That's a lot of money.
So, yeah,
okay.
KTM, shout out. So with that, second place, KTM 250SX. Then third place, you're getting the SXE3. Fourth place, fourth place, we're flying you out to, or Fastway is flying you out. And you get a motocross lesson from them, plus a bunch of swag, all that kind of stuff.
Best foot pegs in the game. Got some of the best. I love them.
Yep.
Okay.
Fifth place, year supply of Dunlop MX34 tires. Sixth place, you got the 2 Stasic bikes. They're the 16 E-drives. Seventh place, the Motion Pro tool and accessory package. Eighth, Honda generator. That it's the 2200i. Those are so dang quiet, and you're getting all the maintenance stuff with it.
Oh, okay.
9th place, you're getting a gear set from Fly, but you're also getting casual wear. 10th place, Oakley goggles or sunglasses spending spree.
There you go. So there's just the grand prizes. Let's talk about what's up for grabs for weekly prizes this week. So we do 10 weekly prizes. Let's check them out. All right, here we go. First place, 7 gear, $500 spending spree. Look like Malcolm Stewart out there, minus the crashing, please. But after that, you got second place, $400 for a Cherubies, Bridgestone Battlecross tires for a year for third. And then we got FXR throwing it down. And then 5th place, ASV levers. You get the F4 Series brake and clutch lever. 6th place, Fly Racing Formula CP Rush helmet. 7th place, Armegas with a lens and tear-offs. Jett Lawrence wears the Armegas, just won in that goggle last week. Oh, yeah. And then we got 8th place. We got Works Connection. You got a whole Pro Launch start device, which I have on my bike. Works great. You get an hour meter, and then Torque One's going to be with some levers and grips, and then, of course, Cycra, $150 spending spree. Those are just the weekly prizes. Remember, folks, we do those every week. Even if you get a late start to fantasy, doesn't matter if you join halfway through the year or in the last round, you will always be up for grabs for one of the weekly prizes. The best advice I got to give, though, is it's all on timestamps, so make sure to give yourself the best odds to win a weekly prize, and I know it's tough not to, but you want to make your picks and then try not to change them too late, because every time you change your picks, it updates that timestamp.
Yep.
So just something to keep in mind there.
But if you see something crazy in qualifying, you might have to change them.
I like it. All right, let's get into it here. This is the KTM leaderboards. Here we have our leaders for the weekly and the overall, which is going to be all the same right now, but look at that.
95 points for the high.
How many points you get, Charles?
Well, I do have to say, changed at the last minute, and after qualifying, I put Jett in first place.
You couldn't
so that's a solid 25
commit to Tomac, dude.
Listen, here's the thing.
I mean, look, you got it right, but you caved to the pressure.
I did cave.
You couldn't stick to your guns, dude.
But
Tomac would be so mad at you.
I know.
Okay.
I'm ashamed.
See, I have faith in Tomac, and it let me down. See, I kept Tomac in there.
Yeah. Well, here's the other thing I changed. So I had Sexton in third place. So that's one off. That's an additional 10 points.
Yeah.
35 points. That was actually above average.
All right. I got 15. I had Sexton. I had 2 riders off by 1 position, and then I had Tomac to win. Obviously, that bit me. So, wasn't the best. I had 2 riders off by 1, and then I got 5 points for Jett. So, was not very good. But M-Bod over here, 95, T-Mish, 92, Aubrey, 92, not bad. So look at that, the SXperts group, Dan O'Fee, 62, Emily, 77, 60, Mr. Rifle, 60. Dog Lover, there you are right there, 4th place.
Yeah.
Look at that, Anaheim won top scorers. I like it. Not bad. So, yeah, they were taking home those 10 weekly prizes that we gave away last week. Not a bad way to start the year, winning the weekly prize.
No.
And if you got 95 points, you got almost $10 in fantasy cash.
Beautiful.
And it can accrue for the month, so you get to come buy some stuff on our website.
Adds up.
What's
and that's the thing. It's like, if anybody wants to say anything, if you're getting whatever, $8 here, $9 there,
it adds up.
By the time you're 4 races in, that's a good chunk of change on your.
I know. Just don't forget though that it accrues for 1 month, but after 1 month, those credits expire. Mm-hmm. So. And you can, somebody did ask this, can I use my fantasy cash with my RM cash? Answer is yes, it all goes into one pot. So that's why you just got to link your accounts. Okay, let's get into it here. We got the Bridgestone race recap. Let's get some player stats up here. Average score, looks like I'm below average again, story of my life. Thank you. Just over 31 points was the average score. Yep. Highest season opener we've ever had was almost 45 points in 2017. Who won the opener in 2017? I know why it was so high. Charles, trivia.
Yeah, Ken Roxon.
Yeah.
Of course.
And then two races later, we all know what happened there.
Yeah.
Lowest scoring season opener was 2019. Who won 2019? Gosh, I got to go back. It was Kenny, then it was Anderson.
Was it?
It was Marvin. I think it was Marv won it in 2019, if I'm not mistaken. Jeez, long time ago. Yeah, not many people I think were picking Marv to win. That's probably why. No perfect scores. We've had 2 years where there was perfect scores in round 1, so that was 2023. Last year we had 1 perfect score last year. Remember we had was it Mr. Hammer? Matt Hammer? Is that his name? Sid, Nick, help me out here behind the scenes. Was it Hammer? Yeah, he qualified
Matt
for a pro
Hammer,
national.
dude.
Yeah, Matt Hammer. And then he got 2 perfect scores in a row.
Yep.
That's why we had him call in. And then we had 10 perfect
wild.
scores in 2017. Not bad. All right, let's see. What else we got there? 20% got at least 2 picks correct. Plessinger was the lowest picked rider for the top 5, which, I mean, hey, props to him, dude. We're going to talk to him about that. Let's see. Only 8% had him in there.
Only 0.44, so not even 1% had Anderson in second place.
Look, I had Ando in there, dude. I had faith. And we talked about it in the show. Like, I thought he was a sleeper. Like, I felt like if Anderson had a bike he was comfortable with, we could see the 2022 Anderson come out and play. And that's what we got.
He came to play.
He came to play. Let's see here. 21, almost 22% of players had Hunter Lawrence in their top 5. Hunter. Hunter, just hunting the ground. Vince Freeze, dude.
Emotional damage.
Right-hand corner. Freeze.
We'll talk about that. You can ask AP about the freeze ray situation, dude. I want to know, like, what goes through your head when Vince lines up next to you on the starting gate? Because you know he's a good starter. And you know he'll do anything to get a whole shot.
Let's go defense.
Seriously. Only less than 1% have Barsha to win. Well, he qualified pretty poorly. And I think just because he was coming back from an injury, it's no surprise. But, pretty interesting. Okay, let's talk the Vince Freeze thing.
Let's talk about it.
Clean or dirty what he did to Hunter on that gate drop.
I've honestly gone back and forth. I watched it 100 times, and
here it is right
man,
here.
right here. Check it out. So you could argue both. I don't like the way he cut across, but at the same time, if you got the wheel on somebody, someone else should be able to get on the brakes.
He had the wheel. There is no denying that. But, man, did he cut over hard. I mean, he was going to the tough block.
Yep. Yeah.
I mean, look at this. Look how hard he cuts right here.
Yep. It's a total pinch off. Like,
the thing is like if Hunter isn't there and pushes him out, Kenny he takes out even more guys. But he collected him. He collected Sexton. Tomac almost got caught up in that.
Yeah, really, it's just like forget all you if you can't break this fast. Sorry, bro.
Oh, my gosh. I don't know. Leave in the comments right now if you're here live with us. Was it clean? Was it dirty? Look, I get it's Vince, but let's just try and be subjective here and pretend it's not Vince. Say that's Ken Roxon trying to come from the outside and get that start. Does anybody even blink an eye? Jason Cryptic says it's just not really a dirty move. It's racing. I'm pretty close. I'm on that like, he had the wheel. He's going to close it off. Do you put any blame on Hunter for not braking really hard? Did Hunter have time to break up, to check up right there? I don't know. Did he?
Dude, he's a Lawrence. He's not braking on the start.
Yeah, exactly. It's like
look at that.
they're driving it further in.
They're Hunter. No, I don't know. I feel like it's a little bit of Vince, but I don't know. Hunter could have been that situation where he just maybe didn't have time. I don't know. Clean. Look at that. A lot of
sometimes things just jump out in front of you and you can't brake in time.
I'm not saying a lot of people like Vince, but I think a lot of people are saying that's on Hunter. Hunter. Thank you.
Charles, it sounds like you have something you want to tell us.
Nah, I don't want to tell.
What?
We'll bring it up later.
All right. Okay, here's my other beef that I want to talk about while we're getting AP queued up here. This whole Jett Lawrence, and let's do a poll on this, Sid. I realized we didn't do a poll last show. Okay. All this hype around Jett Lawrence being the first rookie to win Anaheim 1. And they're not giving the credit to Ken Roxon or Josh Grant because they raced a 450 Supercross the year prior to winning the opener at Anaheim 1. But you know what? Here's my stance. I say no. Jett Lawrence raced a 450 all of outdoors, and I get it's a different series, but he also did the 3 SMX rounds. And if you're going to tell me right now that the LA Coliseum last year was not a Supercross track, I'm going to say you're crazy. And the SMX rounds are an extension of the Supercross series. So how do you disconnect those two and be like, oh, no, Jett gets a pass because that was a different what do they say? I don't understand it.
Okay, devil's advocate.
What's the justification here?
So SMX, I mean, technically same series now, right? It's a 3-round playoff, but it's all part of the same deal, right? But this is the official Monster Energy Supercross. That's the only way you can separate it. Like, those other guys did an official Monster Energy Supercross, and this was SMX playoffs.
I get it, but it's the playoffs of like that series. It's the same year. It's the same, just the extension of that series. He's raced the whole outdoors. He's doing the 3 SMX rounds, and here we go. Oh, Jett's and look, I'm not hating on Jett.
Yep.
I just don't like the fact that they're taking away credit, I feel like, from Ken Roxon and Josh Grant by giving Jett the rookie card when it's like those guys raced less on a 450 than Jett did.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
We
are going to ask.
I'm
AP
with
about
you.
it.
That's just devil's advocate. How you can see the other side.
Look, I get it, and I get Jett's all the hype, and I know they want talking points. They want to be able to hype this thing up. Like, I get that.
Yeah.
But let's call a spade here, and just be like, there's been other guys that have done it too. I don't know. That's just how I feel about it. Do you agree with me? And you're doing devil's advocate, but do you agree?
I do agree because he's been destroying the entire field like all summer long. Into the fall.
Another reason he's not a rookie, right?
Yeah, destroying. It's like
it's not like rookie.
He got a few
races.
He hasn't raced against these guys and hasn't raced against them on a Supercross track. That's what I think. But
I don't know. Yeah,
I mean,
look at
if you want to get technical,
58% of the people right now are saying no. You can ride a 450 for years, enter a race, and you're a rookie. But the thing is he had already raced a race, and it was a Supercross track in a legitimate series. You know, I just don't see it that way. Anyway.
Well, I wonder what AP has to say about it, dude.
Dude, is he ready to rock and roll?
Oh, he sure is.
Oh, my gosh. We have the ASV guest caller right here. Here he is.
fan favorite.
One of our look, hey, you're not in airport this time, dude. You don't have to walk around trying to avoid the noise. Hey, how are you doing, dude?
Dude, I'm just chilling, man. I'm out here in California. I've sold my house out here, so we got an Airbnb for the week, and I'm chillaxing by the beach. It's a different scene for me, but I'm kind of enjoying it right now.
Nice. Well, hey, man, congratulations on your 4th at the opener. And I have to say, I think Cooper Webb and you, to me, were the 2 biggest surprises of the night. I don't think a lot of people had Coop to come out swinging like that, especially after the SMX series. You've never been known for just blowing everybody's doors off at A1, but if you look at your heat race, you had your fastest lap there. You were charging through in the heat, and then if you look at your result, you take all the guys that started in the top 10 after lap 1, you made 4 passes. You made the most passes of anybody who started 10th or better after lap 1.
Yeah, man, I felt really, really good. Thank you, by the way. And I don't know, it's a good year for me, I guess. I feel good. The bike feels really, really good. And I didn't really know where I backed up against those guys. I just went out and when the gate dropped, I put the hammer down. And in the heat race, that felt really, really good to get by all those guys and get up to second behind Kenny. And then in the main, just a few things here and there just kept me off the podium. I think, I was catch a chase and made a few mistakes, and he ultimately got away. But yeah, man, I feel really, really good. I'm going into this weekend really, really confident, and yeah, it's looking like a good weekend for me.
Yeah, it looked like on the start too that you had. It looked like a good jump, and you were up there, but it looks like you got shuffled back a little bit just off that opening rhythm lane. Did you get caught up in the Mookie Roxon thing?
No, it was weird because I got such a good jump, and I was like, all right, this is it. And then, dude, as soon as I started to turn the corner, my front wheel started to wash, and I started to go into chase, and then I hit the brakes, and then at that point, everybody was all gone, and I was back to about 6, which wasn't bad. And then I think Barsha came inside of me and Dylan and kind of put Dylan up, and it stood me up and then let AC by. So by the end of it, I was back to like 8th or 9th. And yeah, just little things like those kind of kept me off the podium.
That's got to be so frustrating when you're coming around the corner, you're like in 3rd, and then by the next rhythm lane, you're like, how the hell did I end up in 8th place right now? Like,
that's a 450 class for you, man.
No kidding.
It's wild.
Going back, go ahead.
I was just curious, like the right-hand start, how much does that affect things? Like,
I don't know. Ask Vince Freeze.
Yeah, I mean, it definitely does, because it takes you, it kind of hinders you from using the back brake. And once you get that leg out, it's like, I mean, it's a free for all. You hit whatever you hit, and the left hand corners you can kind of charge in a little bit harder, use the brakes more, and it just feels more natural, I guess, to go left than right.
So yeah, A1, you have all that hype. Is it a mistake to have that right hand turn opening round?
I mean, I don't think it was a mistake. I just think, I don't know. I just think everybody was hyped up, and Vince for sure was hyped up. And I know he just came off the World Supercross and he wanted to race. So I don't think it was, really anybody's fault per se. Just, I think Hunter just hit his back tire. It was a racing incident. And then, I can't speak for the other incident that happened, but yeah, I think that first corner was just Vince, cutting it hard and hoping for the best.
But for real though, what do you do if you're on the line for the main and Vince lines up next to you? Are you just like, dude, I better get a wheel on this guy? Like,
it's either that or you follow that dude.
Because Tomac was right next to him on the starting line, and I can't imagine Tomac's just stoked on that. Like, you're like, great, dude. Like, I got Vince Freeze, who just cleaned out Hunter, next to me on the start gate. And the guy is just, like, he knows he's going to get passed, but he doesn't care. Like, we think there's a conspiracy theory here that Moto Concepts is just, they'll do whatever it takes to rip hole shots. And then after that, it's like, yeah, whatever happens, happens.
They still think the Butterfinger hole shot award's a thing.
I guess so.
No,
internal bets.
They definitely want to get that start, and it definitely getting the start plays in your favor. But Vince has been doing it for so long that he knows how to finagle it, and he knows how to get up front, and he knows how to make other people shut down, and he's really, really good at it.
Do you, when you have a start, like let's say you're coming around the corner and you're like, all right, I'm about 6th, 7th or whatnot. Do you like immediately look to see who is out front to be like, all right, like I've got to go? Or do you like, because if you see like a Vince Freeze and a couple other riders that are out front that you're like, all right, like I've got those guys covered. Does it like relax you a little bit? But like this week at Anaheim 1, you come around that first rhythm lane, you're 8th or 9th, whatever it is, and you look and you see Jett, Coop, Anderson, Sexton all up there in front of you. Like, what's your thought process right there? Like,
I was looking, I think I looked in the second corner and they were up there, and yeah, I mean, I was like, I got to go. I got to get out of here, and I got to get up front as soon as I can.
Or these guys are right.
Yeah. These guys are gone, and that's kind of what happened. Is I got shuffled back, and then made a few good passes, and then by the time I was up to 5th, it was they were out. I mean, I was coming around that little step up thing, and they were already in the sand. So, yeah, definitely. But for me, it's always, if I'm not in front, I got to go to get to the front or get to the next guy. Really. So it's unless I get the whole shot, that's kind of my mentality.
Interesting. There's been some talk too about the track being too easy. Are you on that boat?
I mean, it was, I don't want to say it was too easy, but it was definitely a weird track for the opener. It looked to me like, or it felt to me like, they crammed everything in one. We had a rhythm section, 2 sets of whoops, and then a rhythm section, and then the rest were straightaways.
Yeah.
So it usually is like, we get one straightaway and it's crossing the start, and then the rest is jumps or whoops. So it was, to me, a lot faster of a track. And then too, the whoops, they got beat down, but they were pretty short for what we're used to. And then the 3-4-4 was a really good rhythm section, and then the other rhythm section was pretty tricky. It was hard to figure out, the one where he jumped across the start and then on off and then double. So it was it was just a weird kind of dynamic of rhythm sections.
Did you ever, what was faster in that rhythm lane? Was it the single over and then wheelie up that little, I don't know what they even called that thing, but like wheelie to double over? Or is it faster to go what guys were doing from the inside where you'd roll and then double onto that, jump over? Do you know?
So I mean, where I made most of my passes was I was going in the whoops and then I tucked in and jumped onto the tabletop.
Okay.
So that's where I made most of my or pretty much all of my passes, really. So I think the inside line, I mean, depends on how you hit it and how fast you were going, but for me, it worked out to do that inside line.
Interesting.
So
go ahead.
I'm kind of curious, just with the track and track conditions, what affects a Supercross rider more? Like, is it the actual obstacles or the dirt conditions themselves?
I mean, that's a really good question. I think out here in California, it's more so I guess the obstacles, because it doesn't really change out here unless we're in Oakland or whatever, like San Diego and LA and Anaheim. They all have similar dirt, which gets hard and not a lot of ruts, and it's pretty easy just to go around the track. But once we get back east and those kind of conditions, it really shapes up a lot different. Like, I mean, Daytona and Atlanta and, Indy, it's really hard just to get around the track. So I think out here, it's more so the obstacles, and then out east, it's the dirt.
Interesting.
That is interesting. Yeah, no, along with that, we were talking earlier, so there's certain spacing for triples or whatever, right? But rhythm lanes,
Yeah,
they can mix that up how they want.
I was doing track walk, and so after the finish line, you go double, triple, right-hander, and then there's that big 3-in, which if anybody's ever done a track walk before, like on TV, it looks 90% of riders out there would look at that and be like, doesn't look too bad, but when you see it in person, you're like, what the hell? Yep. Because it's a blind seat bounce, first of all, because the second double's taller, so you can't even see the third they're landing on. And I was wondering, is there a standard spacing? So, like, when you guys are, like, going out for the track for the first time, and you're like, okay, it's a 3-in. Is it, like, pretty close to, like, what every Supercross track is, so you have a pretty good idea already of, like, this is first gear, seat bounce, wide open out of the corner?
Kind of, but I don't know. It's like most of them, yes. Most of them you can say that, but there are times like this weekend where it's like, dude, that's pretty big, and it's usually like 3-ons, like to a tabletop, that you would be like, man, this is huge. I don't know if anybody's going to do this, but they do space out the 3-ins and the rhythm sections. They're not all the same, I should say. So you can come one round and you can stand up over it and it'd be so easy. And then you get to the next round and you have to seat bounce it like we were seat bouncing this weekend.
Do you ever do strategy like not do a certain rhythm that you want and save it for the main so people don't figure it out?
If nobody else is doing it, I can see that.
I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't done it. Usually for me, everything that I do in practice is what I'm going to do in the race, unless something like drastically changes. So like that's why I think I'm not so great in practice, is because I ride all the race lines in practice, and then come the main, I'm pretty decent at them. But yeah, I haven't had anything like that go on.
Do you when you're racing and you're going by the mechanics here, I know sometimes it's easier to see than others, but does he try to communicate to you ever different lines that you should be taking on different parts of the track, or is that just too confusing for you?
Yeah. I mean, I've seen it before. I think it was last year. I think LA. They were trying to tell me to. don't know if they were trying to tell me to do the line that Jett was doing before the triple, or to
that's a big ask.
yeah.
You saw that when you're like after
after.
it's like I didn't see the sign. What triple on? What quad on?
Yeah, I didn't see it. What were you talking
Little
about?
dirt on my goggles.
There was a quad out there? But do you guys
Yeah.
discuss that before the race? Like, will you be like, hey, like if I put this on the board, this is for this section, and like, because you can't write out full sentences. Like, you got to write it in like 3 or 4 words max for you to be actually read it. So do you guys ever talk about that? Like, hey, if I put this on the board, this means do this in this section?
I haven't, but usually they are talking about, like, if it's a huge section or something that nobody's done, or something that somebody could do. Usually we're all talking about it all day. So
Okay.
once it does come up on the pit board or something, I know what they're talking about.
Do you a lot of times just gauge it like you're like, hey, dude, I've passed 2 guys in this same spot, so obviously I'm in the fast line? Is that probably how you gauge a lot of it?
Yeah. That's what happened this weekend. Like, I didn't know
Right.
what line was faster or better. I know I passed a lot of people in the heat race in that inside line, so I just kept taking it.
All
love
right.
it.
Well,
Hey,
yeah.
really quick, I kind of want to shift gears.
Hmm?
And this is kind of a serious question. I don't quite know how to ask it.
Oh,
but,
boy.
What tires you run? I'm just kidding, but seriously, we've heard
Come on in,
so many
Dunlop,
things
baby.
about. Yeah, we've heard so much about the KTM's and who's running what frame and all that stuff. And I'm just curious about your setup, your bike versus Jett's, and
You mean
your-
Chases?
sorry, your bike versus Chase's, and your bike versus last year. Like, are you on? You're on the new frame.
Yeah. So I'm on the new frame. I'm not 100% I'm not 100% sure what is different about it. I just know when they put it on, it was like, wow, this is nice for me. And then I'm not sure how Chase's bike is. I haven't got to kind of test anything out like that. I don't know if it's way different than mine or if it's not too much different, but all I know is the number 7 machine's working pretty good right now, and I haven't
love it.
changed really that much at all since I got on this frame. But like,
Where did you
feeling-wise,
notice? Where did you
Go
notice
ahead.
the biggest difference?
just in like the acceleration bumps, the whoops, and then just overall like the comfort of the bike. I don't feel as many, G outs or braking bumps, or it's just a lot smoother of
Less
ride
less
on the
rigid?
track. Yeah, a lot less rigid.
Are you on that
And-
48 millimeter fork?
Yes, I am.
Is that pretty substantial too, coming from last year being on that 52?
Yeah, that was a big help to take a lot of the rigidity out as well. So the way that we moved from last year to this year, feeling wise, is like last year I would almost feel everything in the track and every bump on the track. And then to this year, it's like, I don't even know the track's rough anymore.
Oh, nice. Well, it's a hard balance because you want a bike that's precise and nimble, and you need it to be stiff enough that you get that precision out of it. But if it's too soft, it can feel wallowy. It's not going to be good in the G out. So it's finding that balance. But you and Sexton must run quite a bit different setups. But I know you like your bike really sacked out, a lot of sag. You like your forks to where they pretty much don't move. At least that's how you were on the Yamaha. Because Sexton, what threw me, what I was surprised by is that Sexton said on the podium, he said, if you just see me 2 weeks ago, you never thought that I'd be on the podium, which, okay, he clearly was trying to figure this out. But then you, on quote-unquote the same motorcycle, are like, oh, dude, bike's so good, I was ready. And you expected where you got, whereas Sexton was like, well, I'll be damned. I got on the podium first round. Like, I don't know.
No, yeah, and I think that comes with experience with the bike as well. So, like, I've been on it this is my 3rd year now, and he just got on it and just started testing, and I think I have kind of ironed out some stuff that he has to still go through, and I've found what I like on this bike, and right now it's working pretty good for me.
Fair enough. What is this your 7th year in the 450 class? if I
Man.
serve correctly. What was your first year?
Nah, so
Five
it
or
should
year
be,
5? Is it year 5?
yeah, it should be year 5 because I
Gosh,
turned
dang.
pro in 2015, and then I went in 450 in 2019.
Okay.
So 19 was my first year, and then I'm not so good at math, so you guys will have to help me out with that.
Dude, you're a vet. You're part of that veteran group right now. Okay,
Yeah,
speaking of
baby.
Yeah.
Okay, speaking of vets and rookies, I had this beef earlier. I want to hear your take on it. Should Jett Lawrence be considered a rookie when it being the first rookie to win Anaheim 1, even though he literally just raced all of outdoors last year and the 3 playoff rounds? And you're not going to tell me that LA Coliseum was not a supercross track, but yet they're calling him first rookie to win A1. But Kenny did it in 2014. Grant did it, and they're saying that they're not the first because they raced a couple races the year before.
Yeah, I think it's the same as Grant and Kenny. I don't consider him as like a full on rookie. You know, he did race the Supercross or the Super Motocross rounds, and 2 of them were pretty much Supercross. And I think I don't know. To me, it's the same as Grant and Kenny.
Oh, thank you. Like, if you need to disagree with me, that's fine. But all right. Well,
There we go.
okay. Speaking of Jett, what are we going to do about this kid? He's good.
Man, he's real good.
He's picking up where he left off last summer and during the SMX round. So I'm curious, like, what do you feel like? Because look, you're going to get your first win this year. Okay, let's just call it right now. And once you get one, the next one comes easier, right? But at the same point, like, Jett's been very I mean, look at outdoors, man. He made one bobble when he was, what race was that? Was a High Point when Roxon led some laps?
Yep.
But either way, do you guys, is that something do you just try to block that out of your head? Like, don't think about it, like, and just race your race?
Yeah, for the most part. Like, I don't come into the weekend thinking, you know, like, how am I going to beat Jett or how am I going to do this with him on the track? I honestly think if, you know, I got a really, really good start, who knows? I could have battled him and like Cooper did it in the heat race. He put some unwanted pressure on him and he ended up on the ground. So I don't think he's unbeatable. You know, I think he can be beaten, but you know, we just have to get up there and battle with him at first.
Right on. It's the first time too, I feel like we're seeing like Eli Tomac's in that situation where he's like, I got to figure this out. Like, I don't know what happened with his 9th place, but I'm sure you probably got there like, Tomac got 9th. Like, all right. Like, do you know, hey, I don't know if you can speak on it. We don't know what happened to Craig. Is he planning to line up this weekend? Have you talked to him or seen any of the update on that?
Yeah. So I think he's good for the weekend. He's been riding this week, and I'm not too sure what happened, why he pulled off, but he's been out with us riding this week, and yeah, he's actually been riding really good this week. So him and Mookie. So
Good to hear.
yeah, I think you'll see him on the gate this weekend.
How about that onesie, dog?
Yeah, man. It looks pretty good on the track, but just getting into it is a stretch.
You want to prank Christian, dude? Just get him some X-Lax or something before you know he's about to throw that thing on a practice.
Yeah.
All right, man. Well, hey, last thing I want to bring up, I was looking at the forecast this weekend. I'm going to be there. Looks like some rain on Saturday. I don't know how much rain. I never know how to judge it, but here we go.
Hey, he's pumped.
Hey,
He is pumped.
let's
dude.
go. Let's go. It's always a soft track when we go up here. Oakland is always soft, and yeah, who knows? Mud kind of levels the playing field a lot. You know that I'm still bummed that I didn't get to race in New Jersey last year because I think I could have done some damage. But yeah, I'm very, very excited. Rain or shine, I'm excited. But when you throw throw that rain in the forecast, I'm getting amped up.
I love it. Hey, I got one more question too.
Okay.
Mhm.
I want to know your pre-race ritual. Do you have like a pump-up jam, something like that, playlist?
Do it for Dale.
What gets you pumped?
Man,
Classical
it's
music?
kind of just it's kind of just any kind of country music, any kind of rock, uh, southern rock, anything. I mean, anything on race day is going to get me pumped up. As long as it's not, like love songs or songs about people leaving or whatever like that.
Yeah.
It's going to get me pumped up. You
Lost
can
my
play
dog.
anything, and I'm ready for it.
AP's just
a
got a
different me
tear on his
race
cheek
day.
as he's getting ready for the live because he's got some sad country song playing.
Vengeance is mine.
That'd be a good meme.
It would. Speaking of memes, dude, we got a lot of good ones in our chat right now, and you're in a couple of them, and I love it. But, well, hey, man, we appreciate you taking the time to do this. Stoked to see you had such a good performance at A1. Like I said, you of all riders looked very spunky. So, yeah, I'll be there this weekend. I'm going to try and find you. I tried to find you at A1, but it's so hectic, the opening round.
Oh,
Everyone's
so
freaking
hectic.
out, and I'm not going to bug anybody unless they're just happen to rub shoulders with me. But, yeah, man, thanks for taking the time. Best of luck this weekend in San Francisco. I know everybody in the chat and everybody watching is being rooting you or cheering you on. So,
Yep.
yeah, man, best of luck this weekend, brother.
Good talking to
Hey,
you.
thank you. I appreciate it. It's always a good time being on with you boys. And until next time, we'll do it for Dale, baby.
Yeah, talk to you
for
soon,
Dale.
man.
All right, thanks, boys. See ya.
Okay, see ya.
See ya.
Such a good guy.
Such a good guy.
All right, that was Aaron Plessinger, everybody. Give him a big shout out. Thank him for getting in there. All right, let's get on with it. Here we go, Charles. It's the meat and potatoes here.
Track trends?
we got track trends here. Oh, San Francisco, man. It's looks like a good track, but I don't know. Got good.
Left-handed start.
Yeah,
Going
left-handed
with the
start this
classic?
time. Yeah, 2 long rhythm lanes. Nothing crazy about the whoop section. You just got to remember that if this dirt is like Oakland in the past is very soft, very ruddy conditions where it can catch riders off guard. It can pull them up left or right. This is a track where it could jump up and bite you.
Yep.
And looking at the forecast, it's for sure there's going to be a lot of moisture in this dirt. If anything, it might not be a full mutter, but it's going to be wet most likely. So curious to see how it goes. We haven't raced in San Francisco since 2009. James Stewart and Jake Weimer won. Wow. Oh, note from Christian. Got to put in there. Trey Kennard was also on the podium.
Yep.
And it's his boy. Yeah, so good chance of rain. Remember, you got to get your picks in by 4:30 Pacific Standard Time or
Racing early.
yeah, 7:30 on the East Coast. But yeah, track looks cool.
Mm-hmm.
It's at Oracle Park, which is the Giant Stadium, which is literally the ocean's right there, or the bay, which is cool. So, yeah, it's a cool track. I'm excited to see it. All right, let's jump into it here. We go. Fox Top Contenders. I almost got my voice low enough there. Look, Jett Lawrence, man, I don't know how you don't pick this kid to be on the top step of the box. I can understand why last week some people didn't, including myself, first Anaheim won, nervous, jitters, whatever, but holy crap. Fastest qualifier. Looked great in the heat race, comes out and leads wire to wire in the main event.
Yeah.
What else what justification would you need at this point to not put him in first?
Guilty until proven innocent.
What does that mean?
It means he's probably going to keep winning until somebody can.
Should he feel guilty for winning? Is that what you're saying?
No,
Okay.
It's just somebody, prove it wrong.
Okay.
When somebody leads it, he led 20 laps.
I know.
So Anderson, quick little dice back and forth for 2 seconds, and then he was just out there.
He only had one race in the Bay Area on a 250, and he won the Oakland Supercross last year on the West Coast. So, yeah, Jett's got to be on top of your box until he loses. Even if he loses one, you should probably just put Jett on top of the box the whole year. And if you don't change that, you're probably going to get first place. I predict it right now. Jett's going to win minimum 5-6 races. So we'll see what happens. That's my prediction. Let's see here. Cooper
Webb.
Dude, what a good battle. We got the highlight right here, too.
Let's pull
Of
it
these.
up.
Oh, gosh.
Yeah, a little back and forth. Him and Anderson couldn't quite ever make a pass stick.
I got to be honest, though. I I'm very grateful for these two battling because had this battle not happened, it would have been a boring main event to watch.
Yeah.
Because Jett was out by 2 or 3 seconds. Look, the gap to those guys, to Sexton, was like 8 seconds.
Yep.
And then behind him was AP, another 4 seconds.
Yeah, and it was kind of crazy. Like, when they weren't battling, it seemed like they were, 3 seconds, within 3 seconds of Jett. But it seemed like the battle
Slowed him down a little bit. Which is normal.
Yeah.
Here's my question. Here's a good question for the chat. What's the poll we got going on right now? Where you got Jett? Well, yeah, everybody first.
Dude, it was mostly a joke. Sorry.
Oh, it's all good. Hey, if Webb passes Anderson early on in this race, does he catch Jett?
I think he does.
Does he put pressure on him? Like, Webb's good at that, right?
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know. I'm kind of like, I don't have a dog in that fight. I don't. Because we all saw Jett in outdoors, right, where he could get these little gaps and he would do just enough to maintain it, but he always had that extra gear. I feel like that's the same Jett we just saw.
Yeah.
Where he kept that 2-second gap right around there.
Yep.
But I don't know.
Yeah, kind of riding in the comfort zone, not taking any dumb risks, anything like that, riding real smooth.
London X says no.
So,
yeah. I'm 70-30. 70% no. I think Jett had another gear. 30% Webb figures out some lines, forces Jett into a mistake. But Webb's got to be on everybody's podium, right? I feel like this is the best.
Has to be.
Well, he got second last year, but this to me was a different Cooper Webb than what we even saw last year.
Yep. Even qualified.
Qualified. What was he? Third
place qualifying.
Okay.
What?
I know that never happens.
Yeah. As soon as I saw that, I was like, okay.
Oh, we can't disrespect the man. Let's get his plate up here.
Yep.
So yeah, I think Webb's got to be on your box, just because.
Gotta be.
Oh, man, nah, fam. I don't know. I mean, dude, if it's not Jett's year, it's Webb's. That's kind of my prediction. I think Webb is he's got a different mindset this year. And when Webb gets that confidence, man, look out.
Yeah. And he won the heat race.
Yeah.
So won it by 4.4 seconds over Jett.
I mean, Jett made that mistake, but even still.
Well, yeah. But, that's the thing. It's like Jett might have felt the pressure to,
It was just a good Cooper Webb. That's all I'm saying. Like, we saw the best Webb we've seen in several years at the opener, in my opinion. Let's talk about Sexton. Look, he got third, but it was a distant third, and you're going to say he got third because Webb crashed, which is absolutely correct, but he didn't have anything for Jett and those guys up front.
No.
He really didn't. It's not like he was closing the gap.
Back.
AP was catching him towards the end of that race, and he said he wasn't very comfortable. He's still figuring out the bike, and that's why I had him in fourth, which I would have got him right if Webb didn't crash, just because I knew if he's not 100% comfortable on the bike, probably what's going to happen.
Yep.
You put him back in your top 5 for Oakland, though? Or, sorry, San Francisco?
I am, and here's the reason. So they made a ton of progress over the week before A1. I think they're going to make a ton of progress this week, and he was talking about that in the post-race press conference. So I'm like, he's just going to be back bigger and better, and I think he's going to do good.
Okay. I mean, I still think he needs a couple rounds to kind of sort this thing out.
Yeah.
But, so let's see. He was kind of a surprise third. His average lap time was a 104.1 to Jett's 103.5. So he was a little over a half second off the pace. His last 2 Bay Area finishes, he's gone 3.9. Let's see. And all his round 2 finishes in the 450 class, 5.9.22. So hasn't really started out that great.
Nope.
But it kind of takes him a few rounds to figure it out.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh, one more thing. This is totally just the gut feeling thing. But, you look at him after the race, and he was happy in the press conference, all that stuff.
Yeah.
So, and versus last summer seeming almost defeated, him being happy, I think, is going to make a lot of improvement for him moving forward.
Okay. And it is kind of interesting that his 6th place in that heat was the worst heat finish he's ever had since going to a 450. Interesting. Okay. So Sexton's in your top 5. Podium. I still think he's off just a little bit from the Anderson Webb stuff, speed.
Yeah, I think I put him 3rd or 4th.
Okay.
Right in there.
Ken Roczen. Heat race winner. Dude, he looked good.
Yeah, but not a great start.
He ran away in that heat.
Yeah. Ran away in the heat. I was like, oh, shoot. Like, is he going to do another A1 after the heat? That's what I was thinking. At least be up there to battle. But, yep.
All right.
Not in the corner, but right in this.
Oh, no.
Right
This.
here.
All right. Did you see his butt? It was like on Malcolm's wheel, and he's trying to get off of it.
Yeah. So.
Ouch. That would hurt.
That would hurt. Tough dude, though.
Okay.
Springs right back up.
If Kenny doesn't go down, is he a top 5?
I think so.
I think
100%.
so.
Yeah.
Like, I think so. And now that, hold on a second. Gosh dang it.
Riding good and coming off like that confidence of the heat win.
I love how I say this, and here I am looking at my picks right now, and I don't have him in there. Oh, dang it.
Dang.
But, okay.
Well, yeah.
I just say Roxon didn't underperform. Yeah, sure, 10th's not good. But the riding was there. Qualified good. I just feel like if you're going to put Kenny in your top 5, there's, you have every reason you could. He's not finished in the top 5 of the last 3 rounds. He qualified 7th or worse.
Yep.
So look at his qualifying. If he's off in qualifying, could be. He's won his last 4 heat races. That's impressive. Mm-hmm. And then last 3 Bay Area finishes 11, 13, 3. Okay. But he looked good, man.
Second round average finish over the past 5 seasons is 5.2. I like those odds.
I like those odds. Jason Anderson here. Again, I talked about it. Sleeper. I think we've got the 2022 Jason Anderson back, which I'm excited to see. The guy that won 7 races was the only guy that really had an answer for Tomac. Only Jett had a better average lap time in the main than Anderson. Now, asterisk here because Webb went down, so you have that one lap that put a lot of time on there. But only 5. He was only one of only 5 riders that had a lap time under a 103. And yeah, I don't know. His second place was the best at an Oper since second place in 2018. Mm-hmm. So I don't know. He's good. Hasn't won a main since round 17 in 2022. So he's gone over a year without a win. And he won 4 in a row that year. That was literally 4 races in a row that he had won to finish out the season. Wow.
Yeah,
let's see.
It's been a minute.
Let's see.
But he's looking good.
Yeah. Anderson should be back in your top 5. Mm-hmm. I agree. Or
Said
should
he's
be.
Gelling. Sounded like he was gelling with the bike, too. So
Yeah, AC clearly is not. I don't know what's going on with AC. I don't know if it's the arm thing still or what. We're not going to cover him too much because Wildcard's 15th, which I don't think AC is a 15th place guy, but he's certainly not a top contender right now. Charles.
Tomac?
Is there a panic button around here? If there was a panic button
over here.
for Eli Tomac, would you press it?
No. No, I wouldn't press it yet. There's a few reasons for that.
Okay.
But, I mean, he's A1. Last year he won, sure. But typically he hasn't finished that great at A1. He even had the wardrobe malfunction one year.
I was there. DNF'd. Yeah, I was there. He was leading that race by like 5 seconds.
Yeah, so I mean, A1, I don't know if you hit the panic button, but I also kind of wonder what's going on. Like, is he just, hey, let's just make it through? Is his fitness not there? Do you think he got arm pump?
We'll never know.
We don't know.
Okay, well, here's the thing. I'm going to respectfully disagree with you. If there is a panic button in front of me, I would press it.
Okay.
And here's why. He just gave up 12 points to you can't even argue this, the best rider in the class right now.
Yep.
That's right. Anderson, second. And Anderson clearly is different Anderson this year. Now, Webb crashed, but Webb would have finished 3rd or 2nd. Webb's looking good. So if you're Tomac, I hit the panic button just because I'm pressing it down. Maybe it's not completely pressed down. But this weekend, he better be on the box or top 5. Because think about it. Jett's up 12 already. If Tomac gives up another 5, 6, 7 points, he's down by almost 20. That's almost a full race 2 rounds in. Then it's the panic buttons, the nuclear panic buttons going off.
Yeah.
Because then if he goes down by 18 to 20 points, he's screwed at that point because now you have to win.
That's true.
You know what I mean?
Well, yeah. Okay. Jett's first official Supercross race, but it's like his consistency through all summer into the fall. He's a super consistent dude, obviously. So it's like I don't expect anything to change. yeah, even if you do beat Jett, he's going to be right there. So to make up points is going to be really, really
dude,
hard.
to overcome 18, 15, whatever points, like he's already 12 back. Like if Jett wins again this weekend or say gets second and Tomac gets a fifth, he loses some more points. Dude, I mean, it's going to be really tough to make those up. You never want to have to like hope that somebody has a bad race. And you know what I mean? Like, sure, Tomac could win 3 or 4, but Jett, I'm sure he's just going to be there week in and week out. So I don't know. He's got his finger on that panic button. Maybe he's not pressing it yet, but this weekend, if he doesn't minimize the damage or gain some points back, and he loses more, I'd panic button full go. My opinion. People might hate or disagree. That's how I feel.
Stay calm. Don't lose your composure, but bring the heat.
Yeah. Here's the thing, though. Since 2018, he's won after getting 5th or worse. The week before, he's won. I forgot a 5 in there. I think he's won 5 times after getting 5th or worse the week before. Could be more than that, but he's done at least 5 times. He hasn't qualified 6th or worse and then won a round since round 13 in 2021. So he is a guy that you want to probably pay attention to in his qualifying, especially if you're going to have him to win. Top 5, that's a different story. And here's what kind of scares me. Here's where I hope it's arm pump, is his average lap time was almost 2 seconds slower than a lot of the guys in the top 5. When have we ever seen that from Tomac?
It's not good.
I know. So I don't know.
So why not just keep blasting people?
So, yeah, 2022, he didn't win till round 4, and then he won 7 races and the title.
I get it, but 2022, he had a full off season. He wasn't coming off an injury.
Yep.
So I think it's a little bit different here. All I'm saying is put Tomac in your top 5, and the reason I say is because he cannot afford another 9th. He can't. Sorry, can't do it. AP, you better put this man back in your top 5. I feel like of all the riders, he's one of the most confident right now. Like, he is absolutely crushing. Look, he had the fastest lap in his heat race, made the most passes of anyone that started inside the top 10 after lap 1. Yep. His Bay Area finishes have been good. 4, 2, 12. He's never made the top 5. He qualified 14th or worse, but AP's never been a great qualifier. So I'd expect him like around 10th, give or take, in qualifying. That's usually about where he likes to hang out. And then he's finished second in 3 out of his last 4 heats. So yeah, put AP up there. He might, especially if there's some rain, like AP gets excited with that. So if its conditions are nasty, like I'm going to throw AP on my box.
Yep.
Webb's never been a good mud rider. I don't know about Anderson, but AP loves the mud. So I'd for sure put him up in the box if it's going to be that type of track.
Yep.
And to add with that,
What up?
in the chat, we did a poll earlier that
What's
we kind of missed because
Check it out.
AP was on. But the poll was, where do you have AP? 37% said 3rd. Other comment in the chat was 34%. Okay, so there you go. First, 15%, and second, 12%.
Okay.
So it sounds like people are putting him in their top 3.
Beautiful.
Okay. I don't know.
I don't know.
Just fingers on that panic button.
Yep.
All right. Well,
Ferrandis.
does he
Yeah, I mean, he took 5th, but is he a solid top 5 pick?
Is this the Ferrandis we've been waiting for? Does he back it up? I mean, look, I don't. If Kenny and Malcolm start ahead of Ferrandis, does he beat them straight up? I don't think so.
Yeah.
Look, Kenny and Malcolm rode really good coming from the back of the pack. They almost caught Eli.
Mm-hmm.
Ferrandis just kind of stayed right around that 5th place the whole main. Didn't really move up very much. But that's what I was saying earlier. Like, there was just a good spread between the riders.
Yeah.
So I do feel like if Kenny and Malcolm, some of these guys get a better start, I'd put Ferrandis in like that 6th to 7th place range. So I think a couple things need to happen for Ferrandis to back up that top 5. But maybe he sorted out the bike, and if he cranks out another top 5, then sure, why not, right? His last 3 rounds, his last 3 round 2 finishes 6-6-2. He's never. This is interesting. Dylan Ferrandis, who is a 2-time 250 Supercross champion, won a 250 outdoor title and a 450 outdoor title, has never won a Supercross lap on a 450. Pretty interesting. And then less than 4% of players had him picked in their top 5. I'm not going to put him in my top 5. If he does it again, I'll start thinking about it. But I just with Kenny, Malcolm, those guys having their issues, I'm just not there yet.
Well, and we really don't know how Hunter's going to stack up still.
Hunter.
Too.
Yeah, we haven't got to Hunter.
No.
And Hunter, we don't know what to do with him yet because
no official stats.
no official stats to give. Is he a top 5 guy? I don't know. We'll find out come this weekend. And if it's a mud race, then it's like, yeah, we still don't know. So it could be 3 weeks.
Yeah.
It could be 2 rounds
We
in
need
before
some
we
data.
actually know. We do.
We need some reliable
Come on,
data.
Hunter. Vince Freeze is taking him out. Vince is killing it right now with our not making it easy for us.
No.
But I don't know. DF the Great Commission says Dylan Friend is not a top 5 guy.
Guess we'll find out. Well, we already kind of talked about Stewart. What about Barsha? I mean, previous A1 winner.
We talked about it. I said why last week I didn't put him in my top 5 because he was coming off an injury, just didn't have a lot of time, and that kind of showed. He just, I don't know. He had won several A1s. Obviously, the people only 8.8% had him to win. So I think a lot of people are just in that boat where it's like we just don't know what's going to happen. And we all knew that he didn't have a lot of time to prep. I don't know if he got tired, but what did he get, 7th?
Let me verify.
I'd have to look. He was in that no man's land.
He was 7th place. Yep.
Okay. Yeah, so
got a little stat for you, too.
What?
Round 2 finishes. So 3, 3, 9, 2, 6, 3.
So 4 out of 5
Uh-huh.
or 6, he's been on the box.
Uh-huh. So, I mean,
He
that's
could.
not bad. And, you got new guys this year. Could bump it down a couple spots. I don't know.
Okay. Look at this. Last round was the first time he got a top 5 start and didn't finish in the top 5 since A1 last season. Oh, interesting. Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't know. He's not quite there yet for me. I'm not going to put him in my top 5. Yeah, I think Malcolm and Kenny are both better than him right now. And then we already talked about Hunter.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Jorge Prado rode really good. Is he a top 5? No. But we talked about it with Rhino last week. It's like, look, man,
He's a good
it's
starter.
great. I told you he was going to start good. But he talked about it in a post-race interview. He didn't know what to do in the whoops. He said the track broke down so much. He's like, the whoops weren't that big. I just never seen him in that condition. And he just kind of was lost little puppy out there. Didn't really know what to do on the track. I expect him to get better. I think Prado will top 10 this weekend. If it's a mud race, I don't know. But if the conditions are halfway decent, I'd put him in a top 10.
Yeah. Well, and I'm just assuming, but I'm guessing he probably knows how to ride mud.
What did he say?
Yeah. But it's mud on a Supercross track with Supercross suspension. It's all new to him.
It is different.
He's never done rhythm lanes in the mud. Like he's never, you know what I mean? Like I get mud as mud, but there's a motocross track, there's a Supercross track, and these are all things that he's just learning. Yeah, but I'd top 10. I think for Prado's good. Jay Coop. Justin Cooper was in that pileup with Kenny and Malcolm. He got away first out of those 3, caught and passed Tomac. So Jay Coop rode really well. Is that top 5 speed? Don't know.
I don't
but
know
he
about
could be
that,
a sleeper.
but he did pass Tomac.
He did. But Tomac was struggling. I don't know if you can really count that much. Kenny and Malcolm almost caught him. He made the second most amount of passes than any other rider than Roxon. So Roxon passed 11 people. So Jay Coop was right there. So he was
Not
riding
looking
good.
good for Kenny.
Hey, now. Was looking good for Kenny. I forgot about that soundbite.
Yep.
But I don't know. So, I mean, he passed Tomac. He got 8th, which for that field is a really good performance, especially since he came through the pack. So maybe Jay Coop's one of those sleepers.
Could be.
If he gets a good start, does he top 5? No one's going to put him there, most likely. But if he qualifies really good, maybe. But anyway, I don't know. He's finished up to 8 spots better than where he qualified in the 450 class. And as he figures this thing out, I think Jay Coop's just going to get a little bit better. So he's a sleeper.
Yeah.
I'll put him in the sleeper field. Craig, you heard from AP. I have no idea what happened to him in the main.
Weird deal.
No news. Maybe, I don't know.
Probably the onesie.
The onesie did it. All right. Next, Adam Ciancerulo. Oh, gosh. I don't know. He looked about as good as Tomac. Just went backwards. Didn't look like he was very aggressive. I'm assuming he's dealing with the arm issue. Supposedly, I heard he's not liking the bike as much as Anderson, but the arm issue, I'm gonna give it to that. I mean, he was 11% of players had him picked for the wild card.
Yeah.
What do you get? 12th?
Yep, 12th place.
Ugh,
So
poor guy.
not looking good. But I mean, there's just so much talent. Like, it's hard to say.
Could this be did AC renew for 1 year? If AC finishes like around top 10 overall in points, is this the last year we see him on a factory Kawasaki or a factory motorcycle?
I honestly don't know.
I don't know.
I don't know, man. He's got to make some moves. That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah,
He's got to make some stuff happen.
he does.
And obviously, you know, he was able to stay healthy. I mean,
Yeah.
he has the arm issues, but no major injuries,
I don't know.
right?
I
So
mean, he
now
started.
he's got to show that speed.
He started getting top fives last year, but it wasn't really until the field was pretty depleted. So
I do
don't know.
want to mention, I noticed at the end of the race, he was just falling. Like,
he
arm
dropped
pump was
anchor.
kicking back in. He was dropping at
Well,
the
he
end
has
of the
like the
race.
nerve problem where
Yeah.
he can't feel his arm.
Yeah.
Don't know, but you never quite know. I don't know.
Yeah,
It's not looking
It's a
good
bummer.
for AC though.
bummer deal.
All right, let's kick it off here. We have the Fly Racing Wildcard Watch. It's 15th this week, which it's gonna be tough.
A little bit harder to pick.
Is Vince Freeze? Any update? Is he racing? I don't said separated shoulder. Could be lining up, maybe not. If I was Vince, I'd just line up, qualify for the night show, rip a whole shot, lead a couple laps or one, and then pull off, and you've done your job. Probably about right. But here's what we got for the wild card watch, though. This is going to be a biggie here. We got Benny Bloss, who, poor Beta. What a rough A1 showing. I mean, it's pretty bad.
Yeah, don't know what happened with the bike.
Well, John Short qualified 44th. He didn't even qualify into the night show. So that sucks. And then Benny goes. I don't think he would have made it into the heat from the heat race. He was in 10th, had a pretty good gap to whoever was in 9th. But then he goes to LCQ, does like one lap, pulls in the mechanics area. He's out. And that's Beta Factory Racing's Anaheim 1 Supercross debut. Pretty rough. Not a lot of positives to take with that night.
Nope.
And if you're John Short right now, you got to be like, oh boy, should I have accepted this deal? Because now that you get 40, you don't even qualify into the night show on a factory motorcycle.
Hunter Lawrence? What?
Ooh, Hunter? No,
I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
Okay, but anyway,
Those
Benny
other
Bloss. Not a lot to go off of except for a few stats last year. He finished 15th or better in 4 of 8 standard rounds. I mean, he qualified 20th and then DNF. If Benny makes it into the night show, I think he's a solid top 50 or a 15th pick. Dean Wilson?
Yeah.
Is that who you have right now?
No.
Okay.
I
Well,
actually have Justin Hill.
let's talk about him. Not just a great dude, but also a great lad. Do you put that in here? That's probably Christian. All right.
It's probably Nick.
Yeah, I don't know. All right. Look, Dino, what do you get? 16th? Vince took him out. So Vince, let's say Vince is out, moves Dino up a spot. I don't know. Last 5 round second finishes, 14, 10, 11, 13, 8. I'd put him there. I think he's a good spot for 15th.
Yeah. Well, and you had, well, yeah, I don't know. I was just thinking Christian, Craig, and him could be finishing higher than they did last weekend, but yeah.
Yeah, but you
Right-
got to
right
remember,
around.
though, Craig pulled off. He would have beat Wilson. So he's going to, even if Freeze is out, Craig's back in, right? You would assume. Speaking of,
He'll be right there.
do we show the Logan? Did you see the Logan Carnell injury?
Let's check it out.
I
did. That was.
I
that
forgot
was
about
nasty.
that till now. I don't know why I just remembered that. But did anybody else see
Trigger
Logan Carnell?
warning, this might be kind of graphic. for
Yeah,
Warning,
people.
if
people,
you
you
got a
have
wheezy
2
stomach, maybe
seconds.
not watch this. Look at his leg right
Get
here
his,
after you pull.
his foot out, completely sideways.
Oh,
Wow.
you know it's bad when the rider that he's next to right there, which I'm trying to figure out who that is. When that rider is looking at the Alpine Stars medical crew and saying, "Come help this man,"
Yep.
you know it's a bad deal.
Yep.
Gross. All right, McElrath. He's actually who I have right now. He qualified 21st, started 10th, finished 17th. I think he'll just get a little bit better.
Yeah.
I don't know. Round
right
2
there.
finishes. He's average 15th, 16 to 14. So don't look at his qualifying, though, because I don't know. 21st, he might freak you out a little bit, but if he qualified 18th or 19th, I wouldn't be too worried about it.
Yeah.
In round 2 in Oakland 2022, he started second and fell back to finish 14th. Just what I like to see, right around that wild card spot. It is a beautiful thing. Okay. Yeah, Shane's good. Derek Drake, another RM Army guy.
Yep.
What do you got for him, dude?
I don't have him in there, but he could be a good pick. He's going to be right around there. A1 was his first ever 450 SX.
So, real rookie.
Qualified straight in the main from the heat.
Hashtag real rookie.
Real rookie. Hashtag, yep.
Okay.
5 people had him in the pick for the wild card last round for 10th. Finished ahead of Wilson. I can start Wilson.
Short starting.
Wilson.
Starting.
McElrath and Chisholm.
Oh, jeez.
Drives a Tundra. He's got bonus points for that.
All right. Sweet. E.B. Wilson. That's nice.
Supercross is crazy.
All right. Derek Drake. Last rider we got here for the Wildcard Watch you might be interested in is one Justin Hill.
Yep.
You didn't grab his nameplate.
That's who I have.
You've got Hill right now?
I do.
Okay.
So-
Qualified 18th, started 16th, finished 14th in Oakland last season.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I don't know. Past Oakland finishes 14, 8, 14.
Yep.
I feel good about this. Let's see. Last round's LCQ was the only his second ever 450 LCQ. And the last one he was in was at round 12, 2020. He won that. That's really the last. He must. Oh, and I could have sworn he was in more LCQs last year.
Stats don't lie.
He rode pretty good, though. Like, we all know Justin Hill's offseason, it doesn't involve a lot of racing or riding, per se. I think he kind of races his way into shape a little bit. I could be wrong, but I was actually pretty stoked to see that Justin came out, won that heat race, looked good, and then, backed it up with a pretty good result in the main event. So Justin Hill could be one of those sleepers where he starts cracking some top 10s when he, gets some conditioning and stuff like that. I don't know. He surprised me.
14th last weekend, and depending what happens with Craig, could bump him back to 15. I don't know.
I think it's, yeah. But
Right
Dino,
right
if Dino
around
doesn't have his issues on the start, Dino might be right there and pushes Hill back one. I don't know. So, I don't know. It's tough because 15th wild card, I feel like all these guys, you could throw put a blindfold on and throw a dart. And I think any one of them would be a good pick. We didn't talk about Kyle Chisholm. Is he a good pick for 15th? Maybe.
Yeah.
He'd have to have a little bit better result, but it might not be too bad. I don't know. What do you guys have? Robert Stoney to spit it out, dude.
Taking it race by race.
Yeah, it's not looking good for Kenny. Peace out, Shane Wilkerson. Not
looking good for Kenny. Old Shane, yep.
Yeah. All right, well, look, there you have it. That's the Wildcard Watch. Kind of curious to see everybody right now. Load them up. Go to the Discord, too. The link to the Discord is in the description. Go there so you can see. We have on the Discord, it's an app you download to your phone. But there you can see there's a pick segment where you can put in all your picks. We have the memes you can submit. And then just the general chat, which everybody's popping off all the time. Which leads us to our next thing. The Acherbies, lock them in. Charles, are you going to actually lock them in this time? Are you going to tell me a rider and then not commit to it?
Here's the deal.
What?
You got to be smart with this stuff, okay? I'm going to lock them in for now, but you got to watch qualifying here.
Well, look, dude.
If things change during qualifying, like watching Jetson just ride so smooth and effortless during qualifying, going fast, setting the fastest lap time,
are you going to write a poem about the guy next?
Listen. It's not about picking favorites here. It's just, hey, who am I going to bet on? And
all right.
Sometimes you got to take the safe bet.
Okay, so you've obviously got Jett Lawrence to win.
I got Jetson winning.
Okay,
I've got
second.
Webb in second place. I've got Sexton third place. I think he's going to figure a little more out on the bike. Anderson.
Whoa, hold on to
I've got him in fourth and Tomac in fifth.
Hold, please.
I will say, depending how wet it is, Might put AP up there.
Do it for Dale.
Have to.
Who's your wild card?
My wild card is Justin Hill.
Okay. I'm going to switch it up just a little bit here. Okay. I've got Lawrence, Webb. We got the same podium, but I've got Sexton 4th, Tomac 5th. Oh, gosh, man, it's tough. I mean, and the only reason I put Tomac in is because I'll double down on this. He needs to have a redemption ride this weekend in San Francisco. It's do or die for Tomac this weekend.
It is.
And a 5th, if Lawrence wins, doesn't cut it. But I just feel like he's going to have to figure this out, so I'm going to put him in my top 5 for that reason. It's not an optimistic top 5,
Yeah.
but could go. And then I have McElrath for my wild card in 15th. So it's tough.
Got him?
Yeah, let me find him. He's right here. So not too many.
it is really crazy, and it's your fault.
Hey, it is cool that we have 3 yellow number plates or 3 Suzuki riders this year. But, man, neither one of us picked Kenny or Malcolm. Dude, gosh dang, it's tough, man. I don't
Not
know.
looking good
It
for
is.
Kenny.
Yeah, I'm just going to wait and see how they're riding. Check it
Okay.
out during qualifying. And
Ugh.
Ew.
I don't know. But there it is. That's the lock 'em in segment. And now next up, we haven't made a graphic for this, but we're gonna call it the meme event. Welcome
to the meme
to
event.
the main event of the night. Yeah, we love the memes, so we're gonna show you some of our favorites right here, right now. Sid, cue the memes. Let's go. That's how I felt.
Yeah.
What else we got here?
Yep.
Yeah, pretty much. Like that. SoCal
Garbage.
Redneck hooking it up. Gunny. Gunny was going off. Someone made a meme about me even. No, we'll get to that one, Sid says. All right. Oh, poor Webb, man. But, hey, he's riding good. Good job, Maddox. B, Maddox there. Kairu. Kairu, am I saying that right? Kairu?
Jett Lawrence. This was good.
Man,
like
it is really crazy, and it's your fault.
They're always good. Hunter.
Oh, this one's good. Nice work, Gunny.
Jeez. Not Grizz? Oh, this is when they're talking about Freeze, right? Good grief, dude. Vince Freeze. Like, how does he... Hunter. That's why I keep saying Hunter. It's because Gunny put it in this meme, and I'm like, oh, he literally calls him Hunter. So, it sticks. He even kind of looks like Hunter.
Yeah.
It's good. just a little bit.
Why?
It does look like Hunter.
No comments at this time.
It does look like Hunter, just a little bit. I mean, we should just overlay Hunter's face with the cry, the tears, and then we'd be pretty close.
Ouch. Ouch.
I mean,
Also, no comment.
it's true.
I need to know who hired that man. So.
Getting suited up, baby.
Oh, a lot of people might be asking too. Fox, from what I hear, does not intend to sell the onesie to the general public. It's just a custom suit. Performance athletes. Maybe Craig liked it.
Maybe he just need to use the porta potties and took him a minute. Had to pull off.
Nah.
Couldn't get it done before.
I think
No, all right,
it's got to
I'll
have a flap, dude. There's got to be a flap
Well,
on that
there
thing.
is in the front.
Yeah.
Uh,
I don't know.
we'll leave it at that.
We'll leave it at that. I mean, yeah. All right. Is that all of them?
You know what? I want.
Hey.
Oh, whoa. All right, we're skipping over this one. The one I want to see is Talladega Nights. Ricky Bobby.
Charles just disregarded it.
Well,
Did we make your meme that you had, Charles? You had not. Did we make it?
I wanted to make one.
Okay.
Ricky Bobby, when he gets back after his injury.
Did
after
you
he gets
make
on
it,
fire-
or did you have someone make it for you?
I was trying to find a template to make it, and I couldn't find it. But when he's going 25 on the NASCAR track,
Oh, so you're gonna
I
tell us
wanted
what?
that to be Tomac, and then have Jett and everybody else flying by him.
I love that
We're-
Charles is telling us what his meme would have been right now.
Well, I want
Save
someone
it.
to make it. Listen,
Okay.
I'm not a computer guy. I don't make the memes.
Grizz, Gunny, somebody out there, make
Gunny.
this meme for Chuck.
Do this for me, please.
He wants the Talladega Night scene where Ricky Bobby's coming back. He thinks he's going so fast. Meanwhile, everybody's just blazing by, but he wants Tomac's face on Ricky Bobby. Help this man out.
Help me out.
Technologically, a little. You have to excuse my friend. He's a little slow.
Can you at least say I'm busy or something like that? I mean, I just didn't have time to make it.
Imaginary
He
meme.
works on bikes, not computers, okay? Leave the man alone.
You know, work on computer.
The comms right now, dude. I'm loving it. All right. Well, look, that concludes our show, everybody. Thank you so much for watching today. Hope you liked the Aaron Plessinger interview. Remember, link to the Discord, that's down below. But one more time, real quick, Sid, throw up the weekly prizes, what is up for grabs this week. Let's see it. There they are. Get
First
some
place,
new 7
7th
gear.
7 gear. The TH, it's getting me on everything today.
The 7th gear.
What's next, dude? Jetson? Jetson?
Jett Lawrence.
Charles has had a stutter this whole time.
Struggle bus.
He's getting PTSD from his childhood right now, and it's coming back. Anyway, yeah, so that was the weekly prize. Remember, go to RMFantasySX.com, sign up, free to play, join groups.
Free to
you can
win.
join the RM Fantasy SXperts group. Free to win. We do the fantasy cash. So, I'm sorry, Dirt Bike Dave channel. No KR94 in top 5 this week. But hey, that could change. I changed up my picks last week, but I'm just going off what I just saw and then a prayer for Tomac. But
Wait.
What?
We have to show one more thing.
Well, Jamie,
Did
pull
we
up
show
that
the
video.
kickstart? Jetson doing the kickstart thing?
I don't think we have that. Oh,
We have that.
Sid
We
says
have
we
to
do.
show it. We can't
Sydney
go
has
yet.
it.
We have to show it.
Okay, here's
Okay.
Jett poking more fun at Kenny.
Is this good fun or is this a burn?
I don't know.
Comment in the chat.
Kenny sure made a post saying, like, he can't wait to shove his Kickstarter up.
Not looking good
somewhere.
for Kenny.
In all fairness, it was Derek Drake who was ahead of him that I think he was,
Hey,
like,
good
making
timing.
fun of, not Roxon.
Okay.
Because Derek Drake was right there. But I don't know. But it's...
Either way, Kenny
he
took
does-
it personal.
He does it pretty
He's
good,
gonna
though.
bring the heat.
He is gonna, like, it's pretty good. Anyway, Jetson having some fun out there.
Okay, back to it.
Look, everybody, thank you for watching live. We've had a blast. RMFantasySX.com, free to play. Go do it. Go have some fun. Put in the chat right now who your picks are going to be. Yeah, does Kenny have some beef? We will find out. But as always, it's been an absolute blast. We will see you right back here next Wednesday, 4 o'clock Mountain Standard Time for round 3. Where's round 3 at?
That is A2.
I can't remember. That's why
Is it
I
A2 or San Diego? Let me check.
It's one of those two. But anyway. Hey, everybody. Thank you so much. We had a blast. While Charles is checking, he's
I'm hurrying.
crunching numbers right now. Oh, we want to see lap chart real quick, Sid.
Round 3, San Diego.
All right, San Diego. Last thing we're going to show you. We got a couple requests. Sorry, JB. Sorry, man. I thought we'd shown this, but Dr. JB always hooking it up. He puts up the stats and these things in the Discord. Here is the lap chart. Just a solid red line, but look at AP, man. Making moves. Justin Cooper, your 2 top movers. But then Kenny and Malcolm, those dudes just followed each other all the way up. Gosh, it's going to be good this
Staircase.
weekend. Yeah. Oh, that's right. So what's 2 rounds from now?
Two rounds from now.
Yeah.
A2.
A2. So we have
Yeah.
San Diego and then A2.
Uh-huh.
I forgot to announce it. We're getting away 20 thank you, Zach Attack Maniac. We're getting away 20 tickets to Anaheim 2 Supercross. And the way you can win those is after this video is done live, comment down below. Let us know if you can make it to Anaheim 2. Tell us how many tickets you will need. And we're going to pick some lucky winners and give away 20 tickets. So do that right now after this video is done. Comment. All you got to do,
Hook up.
say you can make it, and tell us how many tickets you need.
And if you've never been, it's an awesome experience. So
It's so awesome.
so awesome.
All right, everybody. Hey, we love you. Thanks for watching live. We will catch you next week.